and welcome to another episode of the CDI Experience with myself, Shock16, and
Mr. Down Central. Mr. Down Central.
And yeah, we're on episode 4, season 2, and today we are playing Micro Machines on the CDI, but that's a demo cover because Dan don't own it.
Yeah. This is the full game, but I don't own it as a disc, so that's why I was showing it to you on the video. But this is actually an actual demo disc that they released with the Comet magazine back in 1995 that was free for all CDI readers. So my parents happened to buy the magazine, hence they therefore got given this demo disc, which basically features the best hits from Level 42, Tears for Fears and The Jam.
Oh, The Jam and Tears for Fears.
Yeah. So there we go. Now basically, just very quickly, Micro Machines, obviously who doesn't know what Micro Machines is? Come on, you know. Probably the Philips CDI version isn't the most well known and probably not regarded as the best because it's not the best. It's, for those of you that played it, it is incredibly slow. It actually, dare I say it, brings a bad name to Micro Machines because it is just so slow. And Micro Machines is about being fast. I mean, come on, they were toy cars as well, and they were a big franchise. So you know, it's not something you want to expect from a Micro Machines game. Obviously, you're driving in small cars, and you have to race around the track and try and get first place. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell, to be honest. And it was released by Codemasters on the 1st of June, 1994. But you can also get it on...
We've all played a version of Micro Machines.
You can get it on Master System, you can get it on Mega Drive. As you said, you can get it on Game Boy.
Yeah, I used to play it on Game Boy a lot and
SNES.
Mega Drive, obviously.
And SNES as well.
Yeah, SNES.
So
yeah.
I'm sure you've played it on a better system, to be honest, and I totally agree with you. Yeah. The CDI version is probably...
Let's start this bad boy.
One of the worst, if not the worst.
Challenge, yeah.
Now you can actually get a multi-tap for the CDI, would you believe it? And if I had it, obviously we could have even versed
Now,
each
does this
other.
version have Violet in?
Does this version have Violet? No.
Or was she in Micro Machines 2 actually?
Possibly.
And basically she was based on Violet Berlin off Bad Influence.
Oh really?
Yeah, they put her in the game. She did
Learn something new every day?
like a documentary style thing where she went to see the game being made. I think it might be Micro Machines 2. And they actually put her in as one of the selectable characters. So if you ever buy a game, Micro Machines game, it's got Violet, it's Violet Berlin off Bad Influence.
And if you didn't know that, you heard it here first.
I'm going to go with Ace.
Do you know what? Spider. I always go with Spider because he's just obviously one of those, just looks the coolest. So. And then you basically have to do a qualifying race.
Is it
before you can then choose the guys you're going to be racing against?
Bottom one?
Yes. I think so.
Qualifying.
Now guys, again, wait for it. You're going to be so amazed and just totally like stunned by the speed of these vehicles. You know, you're going to be like, oh, I've got to go out and get this version of Micro Machines. You know,
Well, that's cool though.
Get me a CDI.
That little 3D thing, it didn't do that on like 16-bit.
Yeah, I suppose.
You're joking. Is this as fast as it goes? No, that's blast processing.
It is. You know, they were really pushing the CDI to its boundaries, weren't they?
Is this really as fast as it goes?
Yeah, it is.
No way. It's
pausing for a dramatic emphasis, but unfortunately, as much as I'd love to say it's not, it is. It is. It's one of those, you know, one of those famous games that people have always said, what the hell? Especially even CDI kind of enthusiasts like myself, you know, aren't going to beat you about the bush. I'm not going to say it's great and the speed's really fast because it's not.
But you did. What the fuck?
Even if you still got first,
But the music's good on it.
Yeah, the piano stuff's cool. If you played Tetris on the CDI, again, it's not an amazing port, but the music on Tetris on the CDI is really nice. Again, more piano-y stuff if you like piano stuff. Really, really nice. Check it out if you get a chance. I know I'm deviating from the subject, but it's cool.
Bit of Emilio.
Emilio! I love he does that.
Bit of Estefez. Bit of Emilio Estefez.
There's quite a lot of levels in this. As you can see, as you do a level, you get another one of those kind of squares filled in with a vehicle.
Bit of 4x4. Get ready to race, motherfucker.
Because apparently there's over 36 levels.
At least it's not Micro Machines Turbo.
Can you imagine? It would be the most ironic name ever.
I like that though, where it does like the 3D in and then it goes to like the 16-bit kind of thing.
I suppose that's one good thing about it.
But that's it.
Here we go. This is what I was going to mention at the start, but I forgot. The whole 80s retro kind of rock power anthem kind of music. I love it.
Get down to that funky beat.
Oh, sorry, I get carried away. I love this music. It's one of the most random things for me that I absolutely love the music, but the gameplay is anything but as fast as the music. You know, the music's
it's just
proper like.
weird the way they've made it so slow. I don't get why it's.
Well, imagine if you had this music and you were going like shooting through the level. It would just be the most immense thing.
Yeah, but like Mega Drive version, SNES version, even Game Boy version, they all had the speed in it. So
what was the music like on the other versions? I've not played many. I played the Mega Drive one, but I don't remember it being like.
I can't really remember it, to be honest with you.
I don't remember it being like proper like guitars.
I can't remember it. It sounded this crisp because this is like CD quality music, really.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So.
Well, even for music for the CDI, you know, it's really. I just love the music. You know, the fact that they've obviously got some skilled performers in to record in the studio. For the CDI, I mean, you expect CDI music to all be like really quite, you know, tacky and, you know, for a system that flopped. But to have music like this on a system that didn't do so well, they've obviously spent money getting talented performers to come in and play this well, you know. Love that.
Yeah.
The only downside is that it doesn't run too long and then it just repeats and it loops, but still. And that's just one of a few power anthems that are on this.
Welcome to Sharks and Dan's Power Anthem Hour.
Coming to you live
from Micro Machines FM.
Awesome. We can just plough the music. Yeah.
Emilio Estevez came second. Is it Charlie? Oh, tell me there's a Charlie on it. Charlie Sheen.
Oh God. I don't think there is actually. Yeah.
Charlie Sheen, Emilio Estevez.
I love that desktop drop off.
For the desktop.
It's all about the desktop.
Well, at least I can play this game. This is about the only CDI game that I've been able to play.
Yeah,
straight
because
off.
it's support. Yeah. It's not a CDI exclusive. I think the only CDI exclusives we've played actually in the whole seasons are just things like Zelda Wonder Gamelon and like Escape from Cyber City.
Oh no, you see these cars
Oh, is the next one
are normally really, really fast. Oh, these are a little bit faster.
sports cars? Maybe they are.
Yeah.
Listen. Sorry, I must look a right idiot on camera, but I just love, I love I love all sorts of music like from all different decades, and
Come on.
it's awesome. When I play this, like I have the volume up so loud.
Oh,
It's
I've got to
awesome.
say, oh, fuck off.
And also what I liked in general, despite the speed and stuff, just in general, like Micro Machines as a whole, just the creativity of the levels, you know, the fact that, you know, the one we was in before, you got cereal boxes and, you know, different cereal foods on the floor. This one's all kind of centred around stationery, you know, rulers and sharpeners and rubbers, and I just like that kind of quirkiness of it, that it's you know, you can relate to it and it's different. You know, pencils and sharpeners, biros, filofaxes.
Yeah, it's very good creative.
Yeah, I love that as well. I
can remember a later one on the game. You probably might not see it in this gameplay, but there's one like helicopters around the garden and stuff like that.
I think I know the one, but yeah, I think it's quite a way on in this
Yeah.
game. We're not going to, unfortunately, get a chance to see that one unless you want like a 40-minute video. No one wants to see a 40-minute video.
Yeah, it was very creative. And I can remember on some games as well. I don't know if it was the first game or if it was the second one. You actually got track editors.
Oh really?
Yeah, you could design your own tracks.
Well,
I think that was the Mega Drive version.
Yeah, obviously there were quite a few different versions of it on the Mega Drive, weren't there? But
Yeah.
obviously the CDI only got the original. So.
That's what I mean. I'm not sure if it was Micro Machines 2 or the first one, but you could design your own tracks on it.
Well, that sounds awesome. You have to put this music on there as well. I'm sure this music won't be on any other port of Micro Machines, which is a shame.
I really cannot remember the music. It's been that long since I played.
Honestly, I would probably hazard a guess. If you know different, let us know underneath, guys. But
But
I'd hazard a guess.
yeah, I would say
you'd only get this exact music on the CDI version, which I think is a shame.
I would go
because
as far as say that because,
awesome.
like you say, it's like CD quality kind of rock anthems, isn't it? So You don't get CD quality music on like 16-bit systems.
No, yeah, well, no, you wouldn't, would you, to be fair?
You might have got it. Did they release? There was a Micro Machines, weren't there? V2 or something on the PlayStation, so that might have had a good soundtrack.
Do you know what? I'm getting more curious now. I think I'm gonna have a look. I think I'm gonna have a look later, and just for the hell of it, see if it was.
Yeah, obviously I don't.
But if not,
Don't think the original one was ever released on.
I just think for me, if this is the only port you can get this music on, if I could just get this running like it would do on the Mega Drive with this music, it would just be perfect. I'd be absolutely beside myself. I really would. To be able to race around that quickly on as you do on the Mega Drive with this music, for me, would just be like just the ultimate kind of Micro Machines experience. But yeah, it's not the greatest port, guys. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of you out there have already been like, that surely isn't as fast as you go, surely. Hate to admit it, guys, but it is. I think this port's quite famous for that kind of aspect, and people laugh at it as well. Because if you say to someone, CDI version of Micro Machines, and they've played it, they'll look at you and they'll know what you mean. They'll be like, yeah, you know, the famous one that's very slow despite it being Micro Machines.
Come on!
That's what I've got to put up with. Can't get the staff nowadays.
Oh, I thought he was going to do it again then.
You could have always just let him go and then just quickly then sped back up and gone round him. It will still won't take as long as if you just died. You can actually go through that. You know that blue file effect? You can actually drive over that. You don't bump into it. You don't bounce off it. You can actually drive over it.
Well, that was worth knowing now.
Well, you know, better late than never. Is this the last lap? Not good enough. Second.
So you still get through that, don't you? A second?
Yeah. Yeah, you know you do, don't you? You don't use a life or anything, do you? You don't have to be first, do you? Results: Emilio, Spider, and...
Oh, Emilio Estevez beat me.
And Chen.
This ain't no Breakfast Club, Emilio. This is Micro Machines.
Macro Machines indeed.
What's that? What is that? What is that vehicle? Oil Canali. Warriors. Warriors! Don't know what I was going to sing. Hurricanes then for some reason. Can you remember the Hurricanes? This TV series? About a football team.
Oh no, definitely not.
Hurricanes! The champion spirits here to stay. Brilliant TV show.
Rings a bell that now you sing that, but I doubt it was something I would have watched. I'm not huge onto like even like sports games on consoles. I'm not huge. The only ones I do play are Double Header because of the ice hockey on the Mega Drive and Golfomania on the Master System. I love them games because I just played them when I was a kid and loved it. See, this is quite a cool one as well. You've got the whole like nuts and bolts and nails, the whole kind of like a toolkit kind of inspired level. Go on.
I was going to say it looks like it's speeding up a little bit, but I think it's just because we're using faster cars, but it's still slow compared to like its counterparts.
Do you remember the famous snooker table level?
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's still quite a way into this, but yeah.
I can remember the bathtub level as well with the...
Oh yeah, with the rubber ducky.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Sesame Street. Rubber ducky, you're
a bit better, isn't it?
You make bath time so much fun. I'm going to stop now. I'm going to stop now.
As if you actually know that song.
I do.
Rubber ducky.
Joy of joy, when I squeeze you,
Nerdy, nerdy.
When I squeeze you, you make noise.
Nerdy, nerdy.
Rubber ducky, you're the one for me.
Rubber ducky. Nerdy, nerdy.
And again, without intentionally deviating away from Micro Machines, I do have on the subject of Sesame Street 2 Sesame Street games on the CDI. Sesame Street, learning with numbers and letters. So they were for kids to be able to help them out with their use of, I guess, spelling and and adding up and stuff as well. So. But it's cool because you get to visit Bert and Ernie. You get to visit
Elmo,
the Count. Elmo's like stands outside in the street, and he goes, "Elmo's so happy you came to visit," and stuff like that. It's really cute. Yeah, it's really cool. And obviously loads of other characters as well. Big Bird.
Oh, big bird.
Baby bird. And also the Cookie Monster, he doesn't actually appear as such, but he's actually on the front of a lunchbox. And when you click on him, he's got a cookie and he goes, oh no.
Oh, cookie.
Yeah, so love it. I am a bit of a big kid, so I still would even play those games today. I actually would. Are you doing alright?
Doing alright, aren't I, mate?
Now be honest, do you feel like it is dragging, or do you feel like you're just getting used to it?
I think it's alright. I think it's playable. I could play it. Like, if this was the only... say...
It's just the only version you can get of Micro Machines.
Well, put it this way. I think they've seen enough gameplay of it.
Well, when you say Micro Machines to someone, they don't automatically go, oh yeah, that's on the film, that's on CD,
But-
isn't it? They'd go Mega Drive, you know, I know, Master System. They would not turn around and go, oh yeah, CDI in it.
Exactly. If I'd have grown up with this version and never knew of any other versions, then... For some reason we went a bit dark there. Did you see
Well, I
that?
just moved my head. Is it because I'm blocking
Yeah.
the lamp behind me? No, it's
Might
not.
be.
Oh. Unless it's the TV is...
Oh, well.
The footage is going off.
But yeah, if I didn't know of any other version of this, then this would have been playable as a kid. But obviously, because we've grown up with like the other ports of it, then it's shit in comparison. It's just too sluggish.
But funnily enough, this is the only version of Micro Machines I actually own.
But
Which is really embarrassing. I should get the Mega Drive.
the music's good.
Honestly, I might have jumped around like a bit of an idiot during this episode, but I can't help it. The music is wicked. It's whack.
Wiggly wiggly whack.
So if you agree, post underneath. I
It's
think
weird that there's no music on this.
I
On this,
think the
on this
sounds.
Is the music?
Dun,
Oh, yeah, it's
dun. I'm sure we're having a bit of issues, guys. In case you're thinking, well, I can hear that. You can probably hear the sound, but we're having issues where we're not getting much out of the laptop. But I'm sure Chucks has edited this now. You see it now. You're watching it, and you can probably hear it now. So yeah, that's why we might be saying there's no sound because we're not hearing much here. But once he's edited it, I'm sure you can, or maybe even not. I'm sure you can get other videos where you can just listen to the sound files of this particular port alone without having to, you know, play it.
But yeah, anyway, and on that note, shall we give it a rating?
Should we give it a rating?
I'm going to give it a tiny car out of an oil slick. What are you going to give it?
Oh, what? I'm going to give it a power buggy out of a rubber ducky.
There you go. And on that note, we'll see you in the next episode of the CDI Experience. Say goodbye, Dan.
Goodbye!
Bye bye.